Wait, Twiggy left? Wait, what? Huh. That's interesting. I thought it was only like... I thought it was like the person with the lowest friendship. But I guess did it go down over time in this game? Maybe? Because so far every new person I didn't talk to and then they just moved away. And I didn't talk to Bessie at all. So that's interesting. Anyway, hello. It's Sunday. I'm a little late. Sue me. Honestly, it was just, I got up at the right time, kinda. Just a slow start to the day. But that's fine. So I was like waking up and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do turnips, we're gonna go all in. And then I was like, wait, it's a raffle week. And now I'm like, what do I do? So, I think it depends on just how this goes. And the price and all that. We don't even know where Joan is, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Purple tie-dye, that's what I'm wearing right now, believe it or not. A barbecue. Don't need either of those. Okay, let's just keep looking for Joan. Let's just assess what's going on with turnips and see what we can make happen and what the price is and go from there. That's what's most important. And yes, I still haven't done any of the morning aerobics. I assure you, it'll be okay. Katrina's showing up later today, which means she'll be here until Monday, which means our next visitor would be Wednesday at the earliest, if I do things properly and show up after Katrina leaves tomorrow. Anyway, I was talking about retro games the other day. I'm planning to go and see what other local things I can find today. I don't know if I'll spend as much as last time. That'd be probably pretty hard to do unless I went crazy. I mean, okay, I say it would be pretty hard to do. It's not pretty hard to do. There's some really expensive games that I want that I don't have. Which, if I found them all in good condition, and maybe like slightly below the average price, I would be more inclined to buy them all. And that would probably be a decent chunk of change. You know, I was looking at like Facebook Marketplace yesterday, and I saw someone who was listing the entire handheld Pokemon game collection. So like, I don't know if I should say entire handheld. I think it was the entire DS Pokemon collection. There's the Pitfall that was buried from a couple of days ago. That's cool. Anyway, it was like the entire DS Pokemon collection, and they're like, I'm not selling individually. This is bundle only. $3,000. And I was like, $3,000? I have no idea if you added them up, if that's like actually close to the price. I know Pokemon Emerald is expensive, but I don't know about the DS games. Okay, Joan is in the worst acre ever to start. Love that. Gotta love that. Alright, we're gonna have like something here. Okay, lady. 123. That's pretty darn good. I feel inclined to purchase, regardless of it being a raffle week. So yeah, the raffle's on a Thursday. We've had 2 spikes on Thursdays overall. It's not like the spike day, but it is a spike day. Okay, she really just walked over 1 acre. She's crazy for that. Okay, what is it? 184k per inventory. I mean, this acre down here sucks, but I can definitely do like 3 inventories. Maybe 4. What is this? I have the raffle tickets from yesterday? What am I doing? What's going on? Okay, that is 450k. And believe it or not, look at that guy. He just rebounded. Crazy little dragonfly. So that is an amount of money. This is 180k, which is approximately what we need. So, like 2 bags. I guess if I grab another full inventory. I guess maybe I should have more money in this acre. I don't know. Is this like even the right move? Is this the right play? We're gonna find out. Anyway, yeah, the raffle's on a Thursday, and we've had 2 wrap-up days Thursday. Oh, I can speak. I can speak. Don't worry. Alright, let's get to work here. People, I have priority here. I have the most money. Step aside. Let's do some little statistics. Okay, we've never had a raffle on a Thursday. So legit, since I started tracking, we've only seen 2 spikes on Thursdays. So it's not a popular day for us. Monday is our most popular day. It's had, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's been 6 spikes on Monday, which is kind of crazy. Tuesdays only had 1. Wednesdays had 3. And Friday has had none. Although Friday we've had it closed for raffles twice. And it's possible that it happened on those days. It's also possible that it happened on a Wednesday when there was a raffle. Because we couldn't confirm otherwise. So, yeah. There's also one Monday where there was a... We don't know what that was. Okay, but 123 bells per turnip is really good. Especially after having 70 last week. And I know I got 2 spikes, but if I reload the game multiple times, it's possible I could just shuffle the RNG and then we get triple spikes. And then we have, you know, a good amount of turnips from buying at this price. So I feel like it's worth it even though it's a raffle. And like, wow, what if this is the one Thursday where there's a raffle? But what if I shuffle the RNG so that's not the case? You know, I feel like there's ways, I don't know. I guess it really depends on the day. I still think if it was a Monday, I don't want to go crazy if it's a raffle week. But again, I don't have a lot of spikes historically on Thursdays. Mondays I have lots, and it also determines whether it's decreasing or not immediately, so I lose the least amount of money. So it's just not as safe. And again, 1 inventory is almost 200k here. Where last week, an inventory was 105. This is 80k more per inventory, so it is almost double. So if I did well enough today, and if the RNG worked out, I could maybe hit 5 or 6 mil. And I don't know if that's a good idea for a raffle week, but it might be what happens. It might be what you get. Number 15. Anyway, that's the turnip sitch. Maybe I'll be able to track my purchases today. Maybe. Dropping in such a weird pattern. All the places I want to like drop, the money's already like, you know, in the way. 184k. Honestly, like when it's 123, like it doesn't get much better than this. Honestly, obviously it could be 129, which is 6 bells more, and it would be a bit more expensive. If you want the math, I have the sheet. It would be 193k per inventory, so it would be approximately 9k more per inventory. It would be even closer to 200k per inventory. But the difference in buying, in most cases, is like 2 inventories, you know? Like, if I was to try to spend 2 mil, so 2 mil at 120 is 11.11 inventories, but at 129 it's 10.3 inventories. So, if you look in the middle, mine's like probably still close. It's probably like upper 10s, almost 11. So yeah, that's like not even a... Technically, it's not even an inventory of difference at this point. Obviously, like, if you're trying to spend more, it does increase, but it's not going to increase that much. Like, even if I tried to spend 6 mil, it would only be like 2 inventories difference. And like, that's not really a big deal. Especially like... So yeah, I don't know. It's nice when it's expensive. If I buy 5 inventories in this acre, that is basically 1 mil. And that should equate to like 15 minutes-ish. And then that's like an hour to buy 4 mil, if things go well. I could be out of here before noon, having bought like 5 or 6 mil. That would be nice. But yeah, we're gonna see. But I don't know, it went well the last 2 weeks, and I feel like I could just like reload the game and maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't, you know? I could get smacked down like Icarus or something. You know, I'm flying too close to the sun. The sun being eternal riches, I guess, in this case. But yeah, like if I could spend 5 or 6 mil and actually hit another spike this week, that would be incredible. I'd be very happy with that. 4 mil is like, what, 28 mil in profit? Let me cook. Anyway, yeah, let me think. Well, okay, yeah, so 4 times 8, 32, minus a 4, it's 28. Times 5. If we had 5 times 8, that would be 40. Just, like, straight up 40. And then it would be 35 mil. And then if we had 6, we're looking at, like... What are we looking at with 6? We had 6 mil. 6 times 5? I'm doing the math wrong. Hold on. 6 times 8. Which is... the number. What's the number? My brain's still off, apparently. Hold on. 6 times 8. Jesus, this is taking way too long. 48? No. Yes? Yes. My brain be... I don't know why. It's just multiples of 8, so it shouldn't... Yeah, okay, fine. So it's 48. If I was to do... Well, it's 48 minus 6, so it'd be 42. So 6 mil is 42 mil of profit. Like, that's pure profit. The other 6 mil is going on the ground. I don't know if I would drop more. Like, I have a lot of money out in my town right now, and I don't know if I would drop too much more, right? I have 20 mil on the ground. I just don't know if it's necessary to drop more. But you know what? This price point's kind of crazy. The last time I had this price... Well, I had 118 2 weeks ago. But I didn't have good luck, and Joan was not. If I got Joan in a good acre at the end, I could have definitely hit like 6 mil, no problem. But I didn't have good luck. I think, did I not wake up early enough for that? I'm trying to think when I established the 10 o'clock rule, and maybe it was that weekend. mean, okay, I had the 2 spikes, and then the spike I hit before was on 72 there. I made a little bit of money finally. I mean, I could look at, like... I could look at the stream. So from the 13th. There's 2 hours and I started at 10:06. And then the 6th, I started at 10:30. Okay. So yeah, I think that spike, the 2 spikes ago, 2 days ago, the KK slider song, that was when I decided, yeah, 10 o'clock works better, and I should aim for 10 o'clock, even though today was a little bit later, it's 10:15, better than 10:30, let's be fair, you know, it's not perfect, but it's not the worst. Yeah, this acre's really messy, but I can make it work. And if it's like 5 inventories and we're doing a mill, sure, I'll make it work, right? Doesn't really matter. Okay, wait a second, man. Calm down. Okay. Where'd you go? Where'd you Joe? Like Joe? Go Joe. Oops. I was not trying to make a Gojo reference. I haven't even watched the show. Anyway, yeah, so we can get... We're at 3 inventories already. So if I do rough estimates, obviously it's not perfect, but let's say, like, yeah, I buy 5 inventories, it's almost a mil. It's definitely closer to 900k. Well, it's 184 or 83 per inventory, so that's like 16k, so yeah, 16 times 5. Yeah, it's closer to 90k, but in my head, if I just say it's like a mil, I'm like, wow, I spent a mil already? Nice. Like, that's the weird part. Like, what happened? I think I just didn't have enough money out when I spent the 4.4 mil or whatever when it was 118. Because it was 118. Like, I was spending a decent amount of money there, but it's just like, I only did, what, 25 inventories? Is that what the issue was? It's just 24.86. That's what I estimated. And that was 4.4 mil. Does that make sense? I mean, it's only like 5 bells more expensive. And that's a difference of like 7k. But 7 times like 25. Like 7 times 10. That would make it 70. So that would make it 140. Yeah, 140. And even another. So that's like 173? Sorry, 75? 175k difference? If I was to buy the same amount of inventories with this price? So that doesn't, I guess, okay. Is that true? This is true? 180,4500 times 25. Yeah, it's about 4.6. Okay. So yeah, I mean, 6 inventories is a mil for sure. We'll see. We'll see what I can make happen. Somehow I bought that one nicely. Drop nicely, please. Not what I wanted it to. Honestly, I don't know. I could have maybe done another inventory here without too much hassle. Maybe? Just dropping it is a bit of a pain. Like now, it's like I want to run this other one to the store. But I could also just drop it here. I don't know what makes more sense. But there you go. We're on 4. Sorry, we're on 5. We've done 4. And yeah, we're like 20 minutes in. And it did take me like 5 minutes to find her and actually start buying. So yeah, 15 minutes-ish is where we're probably at. I did have to run money over here too. But yeah, like 2 hours is like a pretty safe amount. But I was up late on Friday. And then I did not feel well yesterday. I woke up and my head was just like... I don't know why. A really bad headache. But like I don't think I did anything to create said headache. I've been trying to like do more, but I don't get headaches as much. Yesterday was just a bummer in that sense. So I stayed in bed late because of that. But I went to bed at like I went to bed earlier yesterday, well earlier than the day before, but still it's like 12:30ish. Woke up at like 9:20ish. But yeah, anyway, it's fine. You know, I aim for 10 o'clock. If we can get there beforehand, that's great. If we can get there a little bit after, okay, sure. And yeah, I still have to worry about the aerobics. The 6 to 7 a.m. I'm not excited about that. So we're gonna figure that out. The only thing is like I can't really wake up and go to sleep easily. So like if I woke up and did that, I kind of just be up. Wouldn't be very good for me. So unless I'm already up then. Yeah, that's the easy way to do it. I'm already awake, and I just do it quickly, done, great. I just hope that the days when I am already awake at that point. That it's not raining. Because if it's raining, I'm cooked and I can't do it. Okay. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go to the store. So there you go. That is 5 inventories turn-ups so far. I could cut that one. But yeah, there you go. 23 minutes. We've got 5, and we continue. I'm like kind of looking for Joan, kind of not. Should probably do a better job of looking for her. But yeah, we bought 5 and dropped 1 here. Just because it's far away. And we might as well do that. Okay, so let's just start from the top down, I guess. I didn't really see her in those good acres that I ran through, but I didn't look through most of them, so I don't know if I should just like do the loop this way or what. That's the thing. If I knew where she was, I would save a lot more time running around, that's for sure. But I can't really, I don't know if I can change how she spawns. My only thought was like to bury a bunch of things, but I would have to like cover an entire area in dig spots, I think, to test that theory. And then that testing just one wouldn't really test it. You'd need to do that in multiple to have a better idea. So I don't know about that one. That one I could not have thought. Because he was on the other side of the river. Okay, so far I'm not getting good vibes from this side. I have a feeling she's like somewhere weird, or she's in a good acre and I just messed up. She's not here. She shouldn't. Don't tell me she's back here. No. She should. There's no way she's here. So let's run up here. Don't tell me. No. Yeah, there's not much money left there. There's a lot of money here, but not a lot of space. Okay. This is starting to get a little bit concerning. I am concerned. Okay, she's hidden here. Let me just look at my sheet real quick. This is D4, correct? E4. E4 has 30, so that's 900k. 30 bags. That's essentially what I... 30 bags. $30 bags. 900k. It's 920k. If I was to buy 5 bags. So I used my money in my inventory to accommodate for that. Okay, that makes more sense. So right now I can buy 5 inventories almost with the money I have in this acre. However, if I go over here and we steal this money, the museum has a decent amount of space. Okay, that one, there's no chance of getting that one. We're gonna keep playing that game until they're gone. Okay, so right now, yeah, we have 30 there. I grabbed another 5. And then I could grab like another 15, maybe. I could probably make that work, right? I think I bought like 8 inventories here last time. So that's 15. So that's 45. So divide that by 5, 184. So if I say like 30k times 45, I'm gonna divide that by the amount. We get 7.3. Which is not a nice number. We grab like an extra 6. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's no way that's not enough, right? Sure. Okay, so we should be able to buy 8 now. All we have to do is like get weird acres where we make it work. Because this will already have us at 13, which should be 2 mil. And then if we can just get her in a good like acre at the end, then we can just buy a bunch. And then not worry. I mean, if I say 13 is roughly 2 mil, but then if you double that to 26, that's definitely way more. So yeah, we'll be over 2 mil when we're done here. It's 10:47 now. We're half an hour in. I guess it took us a while to start buying again. That's the issue, right? Like, I have to find Joan again and then ferry some money over. But as long as it's, like, close by. Like, here we did a little bit. It wasn't too bad, right? But that's why it's nice to have more money out, so you can make that stuff happen quicker. But finding Joan is still just like a variable you can't accommodate necessarily. The only way you can do it is just by having more time. Because yeah, like if I showed up at like 9:30 every day, I think things would be a lot easier. Or like there'd be less chances for me to run out of time before I hit like my target. But like I like sleep. I don't know if I would say I like sleep. I don't necessarily like sleeping. I like having enough sleep, you know, but I don't like sleeping. Okay, that is 7 bags, which is what we're actually gonna need, right? Yeah, 'cause 6 is 100. No, actually that's, what am I talking about? I still have 6k in my inventory. Hold up, this is wrong. It's all wrong. I have 6k, and then I grabbed 6 bags. That's 186k, so I do have just enough money with the 6 bags. If I bought the 7th, I'd have to, like, store it. That would be awkward. Anyway, that's 1 inventory here. That means we're up to 6. How long will it go before I forget how many we bought? Honestly, if I focus on how many I've bought in each acre, it's pretty, I think that's the way to do it. Because it's like, yeah, I bought 4 in the other acre, and I dropped 1 at the store. And I'll buy 8 here. Probably drop 7 here, drop 1 at the store. I don't want to drop too many at the store. But it's like the last one, I might as well drop at the store and then look to see if Joan's on the way to the store. Because that covers my bases, right? And then I don't want to drop things. Like, I don't want to drop too much near the store, because the store can only hold so much. And I don't want to encroach on, like, B5, because if Joan shows up in B5, then it'll be more awkward. Or I'd have to, like, pick that stuff and move it. I could use the dump acre, technically, but it's not really set up for that. I do have a little bit of money stashed there, just in case I need to, like, supplement the acres around it. But, like, there's just not, like, a good place to drop, like, an inventory of 2 turnips. Maybe you could, but I just, like, worry. I'm like, oh, it's not outside. It's outside the dump walls. But what if the dump man takes it? But yeah, we got a raffle going on this week. I don't think there's anything different with the raffle, with it being Nookingtons. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how that works. I don't want to look it up. I'm not going to spoil it for myself, because I can't recall. It might just be still, like, just Tom Nook doing it, or, like, Timmy and Tommy might be doing it, or they might help out, but I assume it's still just, like, 3 items. I feel like it's always 3 items, unless somehow it changes for the last one. Because even with Nook's Cranny, it's 3 items. If it was somehow more, that'd be kind of great, but yeah. And then I don't know when I'll be back on today, but I am considering trying to get a fortune from Katrina, or looking for the giant beetle. Not 100% sure which if I'm gonna do either of those, but what I'm considering. Okay, that looks good. Great. That's 2 inventories here. I love buying turnips. If I say that enough, do you think like one day I'll believe it? It's kind of a love-hate thing though. I don't necessarily like hate it. It's just a bit of a pain. It's just a very lengthy process. And I don't think it should be as lengthy as it is. Anyway, there you go. So that we now need 7 because we don't have enough. Yeah, there's 2 inventories here. And again, it's 1052. But like, let's think about this, right? I finished that first acre at about like 24 minutes into the stream, and then I started buying about like half an hour. So I think I think it's like been about 11 minutes or so of me looking for Joan in 36 minutes. First time took about 4 minutes, and the second time I did do it. Like, I literally went across the whole town before finding her. Because she showed up at the museum. And did I run? I think I ran through the museum, but she was behind it. And when I went to that acre, I ran across the back of the museum, and I sensed that I bumped into her, you know? So, that was just like maybe unfortunate. Because I could have saved like probably 3 minutes if I noticed she was there on the way out, at least. Probably. And that's like another, that's an inventory, right? So I know like, yeah, 3 minutes is, but when you show up for about 10 o'clock and you have 2 hours and those 3 minutes you could have bought an extra inventory, yeah, it adds up pretty quick, I guess. I have like an IKEA bookshelf, one of the Billy bookcases, one of the smaller ones. That's where all my games are right now. But the layout's struggling. And I realized, well, I've always thought about buying another shelf for it, but I didn't know if they sold them. And they do. So I'm gonna try to get one of those soon. And then reorganize it a little bit. There's a lot of like open space near the top of each shelf, so I should be able to put a 4th shelf in there and create another row. Also, it's like I have, like, I guess I bought an NES recently, like 2 weeks ago. I only have 1 game for it so far, and it's Mario and Duckman, obviously. I want to get like more for that. I want to get the original Legend of Zelda because I love that game. That game is a masterpiece. So like, I don't know, great game. Anyway, not trying to talk about that too much, but yeah, like I want to get that. I like NES games, I guess, are like easy to display because, you know, like both of them, NES and SNES. I like how I say NES and not NES, but then when I say, like, I don't want to say SNES, so I say SNES, and it's like, okay, dude, stick to one pronunciation for both of these, hey? They're cool though, because you could like put them on their side, and then you could at least read like the back of it. But N64 games, you can't read the back, which is lame, because there's nothing on that. And I could like put labels on them, but I don't want to like label them. I don't like labeling them. So like maybe I get cases and I could label the cases, and you could put them sideways. But then that's like a height thing, so I don't know. I also don't have like too many. I only have like 14 or 15 N64 games. I say only, but like I don't know. I mean, I bought. How many of those did I buy? Like. I don't know. I think I bought like 4 or 5 of those. Like, I guess maybe it's like 10 from my childhood, and the rest I bought after the fact. And GameCube. Yeah, I have like 30 GameCube games, but I did buy some of those after the fact too. Yeah, I guess those ones I bought after. Yeah, I guess I had like a decent amount. I didn't have a PS2 growing up. Now I have one, you know? So I have like... I did buy like a handful of PS2 games a couple weeks ago. That's 3 inventories here, by the way. Anyway, and like, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a problem. Like, I didn't really have a lot of, like, the problem is, like, I've gone through all my games, and I have all the physical ones cataloged. But then there's, like, games that I thought maybe I had physical, but I don't see them. So I have to, like, figure out if I just, like, bought them digitally or what. I've been, like, buying more digital games recently. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm more nostalgic to, like, older games. But, and then, like, I guess nowadays there's kind of maybe more of a reason, like, with all the, like, always online stuff. I guess, like, maybe, like, you know, it's like, but I don't want to start, like, that whole conversation. It's just, it doesn't feel as, like, special to have newer games physically, I guess, for me. The old games, obviously. Like, I like cartridges. I love cartridges. But, like, discs, I don't know. It's not like... You know? I don't know. This is not, like, a complete thought. I guess, like, I always want old Nintendo games. And then with the 360, I was just kind of, like... The Xbox 360, obviously. I was just kind of, like, buying whatever, so if I found it on sale on the store, maybe I would buy it. But I did buy physical, or I did pick up, like, a handful of 360 games secondhand, like, really cheap. I think I bought, like, Soul Calibur 4, maybe, I don't know, let's just say 12 years ago. For, like, $4, maybe? It's like, yeah, sure, okay. No problems there. But yeah, I still have to, like, figure that out, but... Sorry, what I'm saying with it is, even if I add an extra shelf, my 360 shelf is, kind of full. That, like, it'll have to, like, start on a different shelf and then continue on the last shelf, I guess. That's 4 inventories, by the way. But yeah, it's like, I have just over half a shelf of GameCube games, like, a little bit under half a shelf of Wii. And then the rest of that, like, then there's, like, you know, Switch games, Wii U games. I don't have that many Wii U games. I have some Switch games, but, again, I was, like, I think most of my Switch games are physical, but, like, Animal Crossing isn't, which is stupid. I pre-ordered it. But then the pre-order was late, and I wanted to stream on release day, so I bought it digitally, too. So then I didn't keep the physical one. I think I gave it to someone else at cost or something, I can't remember. But now it's like, shoot, I need that. Cause I bought Amiibo Festival the other day, because I'm a little prankster like that. So technically I own every Animal Crossing game, except Pocket Camp. I own all the mainline games, it's just I don't own them physically. So it's like, man, now I need to get the physical one. That's so annoying. So maybe if it's on sale, I'll just buy it and keep it sealed or something. I'll just keep a sealed New Horizons if I can get it on sale. And it's stupid because it was on sale recently. Maybe I'll just wait for another sale and then get it physically and get, yeah, say, yeah, okay, sure, great, now I have the full thing. Kind of silly, but I don't know. I mean, it's silly, but it's not silly. I guess if I keep it sealed, that, like, maybe has something to it, you know? Not really, because, like, I'm not going to resell it, probably, but, like, what if I kept 2 sealed? I'm joking, that's escalation. Anyway, so, yeah, like, I want to get that, but, yeah, so it's like, if I do that, I can have, like, I don't know, getting an extra shelf for the shelf is a solution, but it's not, like, a permanent solution. Because if I am going to get more serious about collecting, which it seems like I am right now, like, entering my collecting era again, I'm going to run out of space again. I also have, like, some figures. I have those displayed. I added some, like, layers to it. So there's shelves now, and I can have more space. And it's better. And that'll tide me over for a bit. But eventually I'll get more, and that won't be a solution again. But I guess that's just life. You can only future-proof so much. And, like, yeah, I don't even know how I want to, like, lay these out. Like, right now I have, like, there's a big rows of games, right? There's a lot of the GameCube, and then the Wii and Wii U take about the same space as the GameCube, then the 360 take, like, a full shelf. And then it's like I have a handful of, like, PS4 games, physical, PS2, I have my few DS games, I have, like, more than a handful of 3DS games, and then there's, like, original Xbox games, and there's a couple Xbox One games, and, like, all the game cases are different sizes. The Switch cases are so thin, and the 3DS cases are so short that I'm like, I think you gotta stack them vertically. I'm like, what if I have too many 3DS cases, and then that, like, stacking them vertically is no longer an option? Which, legitimately, if I dropped the shelf, or if I added the 4th shelf, and I created less space, buying, like, 1 or 2 more 3DS games would put me in that territory where I'd be like, oh shoot, I need an extra row. So I guess they would have to go with, like, the DS games at that point to save space. I guess that's simple. But then what if I got too many of both? And then I need a 3rd one? But yeah, I don't know. This will only work for a bit. But... and, like, when I create the world's largest collection of Big Bumpin' on the Xbox, the Burger King license game, I'm gonna need, like, an entire shelf just for that. Nobody steal that idea, by the way. I don't want that to be any harder on myself. I only own 2 copies of it, also. It's just a meme, so I want to keep buying. I feel like every time I see it, I should buy it. That's kind of like the joke I have in my head. And then it'll be a fun game. Like, yeah, I've ran into this game at X amount of stores, so I keep buying it. Man, what if I keep buying it from the same store and they just think of me as that Big Bumpin' guy? Wouldn't that be funny? I don't know. It might be funny, it might not. I'm at 5 inventories here, or what? I think we're at 5, right? It's 11:05. Not that that's related. I feel like this is a bit slow today, but I guess, yeah, we wasted like well, we didn't waste, but we used 11 minutes finding Joan twice, and I started late. That's the other problem. But what could I do? I mean, hey, I don't feel like, if I felt like yesterday, oof, that would have been bad. It would have been a rough start. Okay, so I think that's 6, if I'm not mistaken. Which is, I could be mistaken. That should be 6. I hope. We're at 7. Okay, hold on. That's 1. That's like, okay, so that's 1, and then like that's 2, and then like that's 3, and then maybe that's like 4, and then that's like 5, and then that's like 6. There's at least 6. Did I not grab enough money? I swear I did. Now, wait. Okay, wait. No, we're good. Sorry. I think my brain, again, just shut off. No, you fool! You absolute buffoon! I'm sorry. I've let everyone down. 50 minutes and I've made my first mistake. Can't have a good week without a good mistake, am I right? But yeah, if I have 6 on the ground, and I have money, and I'm buying a 7th, and there's still enough money for the 8th, then we're good. And yeah, we're about 50 minutes in. I guess this is taking up a decent amount of time, but should it? I don't know. Let me think. 10 inventories should be about half an hour. And then if we're gonna go for 13 total, that would be at least like 42 minutes. And let's just say it's 45 minutes with money moving around. 45 minutes. I need to buy like one more after this. Yeah, I guess the math works out, right? If I'm saying 45 minutes for the actual turnips, and then you add 11 minutes on that, then we're at like 56, 57. Right now we're at 52. I finish this, and then I just have to drop the other inventory, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. So, I guess it works. Makes sense. But yeah, we're at 13. Okay, we're gonna do that. Then I'm gonna eat these. I think what game to play next. Yeah, I don't know what to play next. And in a similar vein to like all the retro games, I feel like I should go back and play something older. But I also want to like do the Judgment games, because I've played every Yakuza game now. Kind of. Well, I played like, yeah, I've played every Yakuza game that's been released, more or less, recently. I don't know, I didn't play Dead Souls, but I don't have a PS3. But yeah, it's like I did 0 through 8, I did both Gaiden games, and I did Ishin. So like, and I've 100%ed them. When I say 100%, I mean I got all the trophies, which for like half of them is getting me 100%. But I guess for some of them, it didn't get 100%. I've always joked about going back and completing them, but I don't know about that. Like, I think you have to get the 100% in like 0, 1, 2, 5. Yeah, I think, and then Ishin. And then 3 and 4, you have to do like most of the stuff, so I didn't like 100% them. So I'm like considering going back to 3 and 4 to get the 100% in-game as a joke. 6, I feel like I could do, but like there's just a bunch of junk. And then trying to do 7 and 8 would just be like, no thank you, you know? I'm considering it for some of them, you know? Just to see. Just to be like, yeah, I've got 100%. I'm mentally ill. Don't mess with the Yakuza fans. We don't know how to play Mahjong. I actually do, kind of. I've got most of it down. It's kind of fun. Anyway, that's like one thing I'm always in the back of my mind, but it's like a bit of a meme. So it's like, if I go and do the Judgment games, and now I have the PS2 Yakuza 1 and 2 games, so I can play those. Great purchases. I now own them both in North American and in Japanese. And let me tell you, the Japanese counterparts were very cheap in comparison. I could have bought 10 of each for the price I paid for the other ones. And that's like almost true. But yeah, but like I feel like I want to play all, like I want to do, I've done like all the mainline games. Then if I do Judgment, then I either go back and 100% or I can go and play the originals on the PS2 just to experience that English dub. And then yeah, maybe after all that I would go for the 100%. But it's like, yeah, if I do Judgment and Lost Judgment this year, like there's nothing that's gonna, okay, anyway, sorry, there's nothing releasing this year, right? For Yakuza, they aren't. Stranger Than Heaven's like next year, right? Or whatever the other subtitle is, or who knows what they're doing with that one. They're really teasing that one. And that's a spin-off. So we don't know about like 9 yet. So I guess we'll wait and see what happens there. Anyway, we've now bought 13 inventories. We've spent an amount of money. And now I must look for Joan. So yeah, if I can just like find Joan on the way to the store, that'd be pretty cool. Make this a lot easier. Right now it is 11:13, so like time is starting to become a factor. If I got Joan in a good acre right now, that would basically be it, you know? I wouldn't really have any time to do anything else. Because if I got her in a bad acre, and then I got her in a good acre, then we could, like, you know, maybe extend past 12. I don't know if I really want to extend past 12. Like I said, I want to do things today, so I don't want to be here too late. But if I could go to, like, 12:15 to make up for my lateness, that would be cool. But yeah, even if I get her in a good acre right now, by the time I start, it might be, like, cutting into that. Okay, where's she at, though? Yeah, I'm trying to think, though. Sorry, but 100% of the Yakuza games in-game. Like, I did all the ones where it's required. 3 and 4, I think those would be relatively easy. All things considered. They don't have as much going on as, like, 5, for example. 5 had a lot. I think it just is time. And I think 6 is just, like, pretty easy to do, honestly. The thing with 7 and 8 is, like, there's just so many random tasks. And that would just, like, it would suck. It's like, beat X amount of people with this job. And it's like, oh my god, really? Not to mention, like, they have all these arcade games, all the retro ones, and if you actually, like, did all those, that would take quite a lot of time. You have to, like, play Spike Out for hours. You have to learn bass fishing. I did play it in one of them. Oh, I guess, yeah, I'd also have to do, like, the 100% in Gaiden and the pirate game. I wasn't thinking about that when I started talking about this. I basically got it. I was really close to it in Pirate Yachts in Hawaii. I just like it. I got tired of it because I basically just had the arcade games left. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to play more Spike Out. I don't want to learn how to bass fish. But I did basically everything else. It was just the arcade games, I think, that I had left. And I was like, yeah, I've done enough. Maybe I'll come back to them one day. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, she's here. This is far from ideal. But you know what? Fine. We have money here. Let's show her what's up. There is an amount of money. That is, I actually need 7. So there's like enough for 3 inventories here. So that'll bring us to 60. I guess like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, okay, we're at the hour mark now. And then this will get us from 13 to 16. And then, I mean, if I could hit 5 mil today, that'd be really cool. So 5 mil is what, like 27? It's probably something like 27 inventories. And 84500 times 27. Yeah, that's 4.98. So that's basically 5 mil if I did 27 inventories. 2 weeks ago, I did like 25 with about the same price, but I don't know if that was better or worse. I guess it just depends on like how Joe moves around. But yeah, if I can like get her in an acre and just buy some extra, get into overtime, maybe today just for a little bit. I mean, if I have her in an acre from 12 and I go to like 12.15, that's 5 extra inventories, right? So as long as I have like 22 before that, you know, then I could hit like 5 mil, maybe more. I'm not really sure. 11:18, like I said, for this to be done, give that like another 9 minutes. So maybe if we're lucky, we're in an acre with Joe and buying at 11:30 earliest. And I'll be at 16. Which will be an amount of money. How much money? Ooh, let's find out. I love entering things into the calculator at the same time as buying. Okay, so, really? I mean, I guess this is the thing, right? I've just spent an hour, and by the time I'm done this, it'll be like just over an hour, and I'll be at like 2.9 mil. So in theory, if I spent another hour, I'd be at like 6. That's a big in theory. It doesn't really add up that way, right? Because the more I buy, the less acres are good, and once she goes to the same acre, I have to move the turnips or like something, you know? Anyway, so yeah, 2.9. Already like, we're already above the minimum, but we're not quite at what I would say is my goal. I think my goal on a normal week is 4 mil at this point. That's a good number, and if we hit, we make good progress. That's the key thing here, good progress. I guess, like, if I had more time... So yeah, I mean, like, 9:30 really seems to be, like, the sweet spot. I guess, like, if I have more time, I can comfortably buy the right amount without it getting near noon. Like, I have breathing room and I don't have to worry as much. The only thing is, like, the more I buy, the longer it takes to sell. And depending on what day I have to sell on, I could make problems, you know? because, yeah. I mean, if I buy for 2 hours, I have to sell for probably 2 hours. The store closes at 10. If I bought for 3 hours, I say I have to sell for 3 hours. Let's just say, what if I can't stream until like 6:37? You know? Then, okay, I'm already like, uh-oh, we're in the danger zone here. I don't think I can drop them all here, right? Oh, that worked. Oh my god. Alright, so that's 2 inventories here. That makes 15 total. This will be 16. And yeah, we're at 106. So honestly, yeah, if we started at 10, we would have been a lot better spot. If we got here early, it would have been cool. I just need to get more sleep so I can wake up earlier. That's the problem. Like, I don't want to set alarms. If I naturally woke up at like 9 o'clock on the dot, or like 8:50, that could work. But yeah, like I said, I don't want like too much more time, because then it's like too much time selling, and then it's like maybe stressful some days. Because, you know, I have more, some days I have more time. But most of the days during the week, I do have more time, but like Tuesday, Thursday are usually less time. The spike happens to be on one of those days. Ooh. Like that one Tuesday 2 weeks ago when I was really tired and I kept putting off streaming, and then I go and I'm like, wait, it's a spike? And then I had to rush to sell, and I only had like 10 minutes left at the end. That was a bad time. I don't want to do that again. So there's maybe ways I could... So there's not really a way I could do that, is there? I don't know, I'd have to think. Alright, that makes 16 inventories. That's officially 2.9 mil. Not bad. Okay, it is 11:26. So again, we don't have tons of time left. We still have time left. Just over half an hour. I'd like to hit 4. It would be cool if we could hit 5. But I don't know. I don't know how realistic that is. We haven't got a good acre all day today. you know? Which makes me think that maybe we're gonna get a good spike. That one, honestly, I think I can maybe get that one. That's the way I like. If it's like I'm struggling and I don't get a good acre, like I feel like it's making me work for it, and I'm gonna get it. This is the classic story I always tell with Pascal and New Horizons and getting like pearls versus new recipes or whatever. The mermaid specific stuff. Okay, Jonah's now in a good acre. Shocking. Right on time. This is actually the ideal case that I was kind of talking about earlier, so maybe I should stop yapping. 1 sec. Okay, I have to do some math now. So currently, I can buy 10 inventories, which is roughly half an hour from this acre with the money I have. Right, 1.92, which is about 2 mil, which would take me to about 5 mil from where I'm at, is what I have here. However, I could grab some extra cash. Maybe do a couple bonus inventories. I mean, we're at 16. If I bought another 10, that's something. But if I can do this, okay, so that's, let's see. If I divide that, okay, let me just go like that plus 450k, divide that by our number, and then we have 12.84, which is definitely a number. Okay, wow, I predicted everything. I'm crazy. Like I said, you know, best case is like 11:30 we're buying again. It's kind of nutty. So if we times this by 1.845 that, and then add like 90k, plus 90k, and then we divide that. 90k is more than enough. 60k should be enough to do that. Okay, let's just see what happens. In theory, I can buy 13 inventories here, which will get us to 29, which will be basically 5 mil. And again, I can do this all day. Not really, but I can do this until she goes. And I think we have enough space, probably. Like, we're using a decent amount of money per inventory, so in theory, I should be able to just keep going. Hopefully I didn't add too much money. That's my only concern, but even, like, this is 13 inventories worth. And I know technically, like, there's that corner down there that's not, like, you know, accessible, but I think we can make this work. It might involve dropping into the other acre, like, through the boundary, but I think we're good. So yeah, we're going to, we're just gonna do this, and then check the store, and then get out of here. That's the plan. But yeah, I've bought 16 inventories so far. And it's 100, or sorry, an hour and 14 minutes in. 16 inventories, I would say, is like... I don't know, that's like 50 minutes of buying, right? So that would give me like 20 minutes, 25 minutes of me running around. Which kinda checks out. So yeah, I mean, in theory, buying another 13 inventory should be like 40 minutes-ish. So in theory, I should be down around like 12:15, 12:20. And then yeah, we'll have about 5 mil. It'll be pretty good. It won't be the most I've ever bought. Like, what happened that day? How did I buy so many? Like, supposedly I spent 5... Is that even correct? I guess maybe? Let me look at the stream. That would be on April 20th? I started that at 10 o'clock, and the stream is 2 hours and 46 minutes. Okay, so I had some crazy luck. I must have basically got Joan in an acre right before noon. That's like basically the only explanation. I managed to get that much. At like 96, which isn't even that good. I mean, to be fair though, I guess like today I can get 5 mil in about like 2 hours. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Just things lined up. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to like buy too much worth because it makes selling more of a pain. And playing in real time, you know. Life hits you sometimes and you don't always have as much time as you want. Anyway, that's one inventory here. So we're dealing with like 5, 8, and 3. But we dropped one of each at the store. So 5, 8, and 3, yeah, 16. And then if I can get 13 here, we'll have 29, which is just shy of 5 mil. And then if we hit off of that, huge. Honestly, huge. I said 5 mil is like 32 mil, right? No, it's 35 mil. 5 times 8 minus 5. Yeah. It's 35 mil. And honestly, if this hit, I'm trying to get ahead of myself. But currently, we have 146.5 mil in the bank. And we have 20 mil outside. So if this hits, in theory, we should hit the 200 mil mark. And we'll be 20% of the way there. And a little 20% of the debt has been paid off screen will show up. Sorry, a message will show up on the screen. And I'll be like, wow, look at all the Pocos you have. And then Shacho will show up, and you'll say, Shacho! And if you don't understand what I just said, you need to play Pikmin 2. Yeah, that's right, I should just make this Pikmin code. I'm working off the debt in Pikmin. Anyway, I guess we got another 40 minutes of this. Yahoo! Not too bad, though. I've already bought two inventories here, actually. So we're already at 18. This seems to be going by fast. Again, usually, like, I kept saying, like, by the time, like, I was getting close to an hour, I was kind of, like, losing steam. But lately, I've been able to keep going. And I don't know if it's because, like, I know I need to do that, or I'm never going to finish this in a good amount of time. Or it's because I've gotten better at doing it. I think it's maybe both. Usually when you, like, phrase it like that, it's usually both things. But, like, yeah, I have more money out there, so it's less of a pain if Joan's in a less ideal acre, so I can just buy there anyways, because there's money nearby, you know? And then that makes it just go smoother. And then I can, you know, be more efficient with my time. And it doesn't feel like I'm just, like, struggling, wasting time trying to find Joan for 20 minutes. Because that sucked. And then also, yeah, it's like if I look at, like, projections, if I do only 2 mil, it's never gonna happen. And when I say never, I mean it'll be like 2027. Late 2027, probably. It's like, eee, I don't like that. So, yeah, if I can just keep pumping out like 4 mil weeks, we only need like 30 spikes at this point. I think that's correct. What is, how's this? That says today plus that, and then D17. Yeah. It's just like a formula, it like adds dates. So it takes the current date, and then it like takes the amount of weeks that I would need if I did 4 mil every week, and then it multiplies that by 7 to turn it into days instead of weeks, and then it just adds that to the current date, and then I also multiply it by 2 just for good measure, right? Because on average there's a 50 or 60% chance of a spike, so in theory the odds are that you should have a spike every other week. So if we take however many weeks I need, multiply that by 2 to account for that, and then the rough estimate currently is September 16th, 2026. Which I don't know if that's like perfect. It's probably like, it's not like perfect, because like you never know what day the spike would actually happen. But that's going off of 4 mil. And like today it would be 5 mil, and last week was less. So it kind of balances out. Kind of. Right, like last week I got like, it was over 2 mil. I'm claiming 2.7-ish. And then if we get like, you know, almost 5 mil this week, then that kind of balances out, hey? Okay, so that's, I feel like this is going by quickly right now. A little strange, if you ask me. There you go, that is 3 inventories so far. That's actually too many. So yeah, we have enough for 10 more inventories. As long as the space is good, then yeah, we're good. Oh, jeez. My brain. My brain is such a silly thing sometimes. But tomorrow is actually the last hometown day. I was aware of this fact, obviously. I just haven't thought about it in a couple days. But yeah, tomorrow's the last hometown day. So I'm gonna have to load all of my characters tomorrow, which kind of might work with Katrina, to get just whatever station model they get. And then I'm gonna also have to load my 5th town and do a lot of resets in order to get... Well, okay, so here's the thing. I have an X amount of station models. I'm not doing resets on my town. So I have X amount of station models. We're gonna get those. We're just gonna get what we get. And then depending on which ones we get, we'll have anywhere from... the chances of it being 0, I don't think it's remotely possible. Obviously it's possible, but the chances would be insane. But yeah, I would need to get anywhere from 0 to 4 models on my 5th town. What was I saying? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so I won't reset on my town. I'll just get what I get. Chances are I will get things that I've already got in the other towns. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll only need to get 3 in my 5th town, right? But, yeah. Like, I just want to see what I can get, like, in my town alone, and then the other towns are backups, obviously, just to make sure that I have everything. So, there's a method to my madness. It makes sense in my head. That's 4 inventories already. This is like, we're cruising right now. I mean, yeah, if I just did this every week for the rest of my life... Now, that part I'm joking about. But if I did this for a very long time, you know, eventually it would work. I mean, as is, it says September 2026. So as is, I still have over a year of this. In theory. Obviously, if I got super lucky and I was able to, like, wake up earlier and I started averaging, like, 5 mil every time, it would be a little bit faster. But, you know, 4 mil is good. Because if it's 2 mil, it's going to take forever. And, like, I assume the next Animal Crossing game will come out earliest end of next year. We should at least hear about it by the end of next year. That's my prediction. Also, I have no idea about a direct. Everyone's been saying that one should happen by the end of July. I'm kind of the same mind. I think they could still announce it tomorrow or like on Tuesday, and then it'll like happen in a couple of days because usually that's how it goes. They don't usually announce it too far in advance. So there's still a chance, and that would be good to like have an idea of what's happening the rest of this year. So I want to kind of know when Metroid Prime's coming out. Curious about that because I feel like I want to play that when it comes out. Because I love Metroid and I want them to know to make more, even though they've been making this for years. Don't get me started on that. Metroid Prime's such a good series. Even 3 was good. And 2, like 1, I played some of 1. I honestly don't think I played through all of 1. Because I didn't own it growing up. I owned 2 growing up, and then I think I bought 3. Like, in a weird, like, used case that was, like, whatever. I think I got it cheap. I don't remember where I bought it from right now. I had fun with it. Like, I feel like this one's gonna be, like, so good. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I guess... What was it? I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought here. But... Yeah, it's like... This is gonna take a long time. I've just accepted that. But if I can keep making good progress now, then I'll be more inclined to do better in the future, you know? Like, if this week hits, I'll be probably 20% done, and I'll be like, oh, 20%, this is starting to be real now, you know? And then a couple more spikes, hopefully. We're lucky. Depending on the price points, you know? 2 more spikes. I could be close. If I had 2 more good spikes, yeah, I could, like, if I did 4 mil, I would, if I bought 4 mil, if this spike hits, and I bought 4 mil on my next 2 spikes, I would have, I would have about, like, 250 mil. Which would then mean that I'm at, is that 5 or 6? It's like, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5. Anyway, yeah, like if I did that, then I would get like 250 mil, and then I'd be at 25%. I'd be a quarter of the way through, and I'd say, wow, there's a dream, there's a hope here. And like, I want numbers like that, right? It's like, for the longest time, it was like, I've done this where it's now like June and I'm like 10% of the way there. This is gonna take forever. But like, if in 2 more spikes it's like not even end of September, then that's less than a year and we're at 25%. And even then, that's like, ooh, this doesn't feel good. But like, if we go from like, well, we started the turnips in January, right? January 6th, we started turnips. And I didn't hit my first spike until January 20th. And I was only able to put like 1.2 mil in. And then I put 3.6 mil and it didn't work. And then I put like 2 mil. And I wasn't putting enough money into spikes at the beginning, obviously. That is the biggest problem here. And that's why those first months, it kind of just seems like I didn't make much progress. Because if I look at this, like, overall, it sucks, right? Like, if I say from, like, January 6th when I started this to now, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months-ish. Almost 7. It's like 6.5 months, basically, at this point, right? But, like, the first 2 weeks were a wash, and then I did put 3.8 mil into the next one that didn't work. And then I got a spike, but I only put 2 mil in. Then I didn't put money in the next week. Then the next week I only put 2 mil in. Then I didn't put any. Then I didn't put much. Then I put like 1.2 and I got a spike. You know, and then the next week I only put 1 mil in. And then the next week I did, I don't know, something. And then there was a week I did 500k. But that was a raffle week, and I was just kind of a throwaway. Then I did 4 mil, and I got the spike, and that was good. Then I did, like, whatever. And then I got 5.6 mil, and then I got a decrease, and that kind of, like, ruined me. And then I put, like, a bit in, and then I did another 2.5, got a spike. And I didn't put anything in, and I got a spike. Then I went 6 weeks dry. And then I had whatever there was at that really bad price where I got a spike. It was 72 when I got my first spike in forever. Then I had 2 weeks with nothing, and then I've had the back-to-back. So, like, there's been gaps, and then there's just not been consistency with my prices. So, like, I was like, oh, I've been doing this for 7 months, and I'm 17% of the way there. So if you double that, I'm going to be here for 3 years. And it's like, don't say that. I don't like that. So that's why it's like, I really want to put more in on average so that I, you know, keep making good progress and it won't take 3 years. Because, like, when I look at, like, if I do 2 mil every week and it's like, yeah, do that 60 more times. It's like, that's more than a year of straight spikes. Yikes. That's never happening. So that's why it's like I need, like, even 3 mil might be, like, serviceable in some cases. But for me, it's like, if I can just do 4 mil, that's double of that, and then, you know, if I can get more, great. If I can't get that much, that'd be lame. But that's really, it's price dependent, right? If I have 70 bells and I can still get, like, 2.5, it's better than nothing. And I'd rather do that than not spend, just because it's real time. If I had the luxury of just choosing whatever week, well, I guess that's the other thing. I could just skip if it's cheap, but that's gonna just, like, extend this by another week. And I don't want this to feel like it's taking forever. And maybe I can get pickier at the end. Like, I don't know, it could go either way, right? Like, once I'm closer to the end, I could be like, I can skip this week. Or I'm like, no, I'm going all in this week, you know? Like, and it makes it more manageable on a weekly basis if I don't do it, like, super crazy. Because, like, yeah, if I bought, like, 10 mil... If I was able to buy 10 mil in a week, and that hit, I'd only need to do that 12 times versus the 30 if it was 4. But buying 10 mil in a single day, terrible. I might try to do it at the end as a joke. But, I don't know. I would need like 4 hours at least. I don't know. 4 hours? I could probably hit 8 mil in 4 hours, I think. Like, without issue. The 10 mil might be a little scuffed. Also, I might, like... My brain. I don't know how my brain will be after 4 hours of this, you know? I mean, in theory, if it was max price, 10 mil is only like 50 inventories. And supposedly, when I've spent 5.6 mil. That was 40 inventories. And that was 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I think if the stars aligned, and I had 4 hours on a day where it was max price, and I had good luck with like where Joan showed up, I think I could get the 10 mil that time. But for sure, like 8 mil at max price is 41 inventories. And if I was able to buy like, you know, 5.6 at a lower price in like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I don't know how much of that was strictly Joan, because there's also the store, but yeah, you know, like that could work, but it would need to align, you know, like unless I woke up early every Sunday, and that's like kind of not gonna happen. If I woke up early today, then it technically could have happened, but I don't know if I'd want to spend that much on a raffle day. I know I'm spending a lot, and it is a raffle day, but I just am banking on it not happening on a Thursday, I guess. Hasn't happened so far. So the one time it would happen would be when it's going to destroy me. I've lost count of how many inventories I've bought here now. I just want to state that for the record. It's at least 7 or 8. So we're over halfway. Well, that makes sense, because it's 11:53. But yeah, you know, and like the other thing is if I like bought, even like with my current projection, if I bought 4.5 mil every week, that would be 26 weeks of spikes. So just buying 500k more would cut out 4 weeks. And then yeah, if I bought 6 mil every week, it's only 20 weeks. So right now we're just working off the assumption of 4. And like I said, if I have more progress, I might be more inclined to wake up earlier and be like, yeah, you know what? We're making progress. Let's keep this going, right? Because like for the longest time, it felt like I hadn't even made a dent, right? Like it took forever for me to hit 100 mil in the bank. I didn't hit 100 mil in the bank until June 23rd, right? Like, if you look at, like, my deposits, it's, like, 12.8, 11.3, 7.6, 14.3. Okay, we have a 30 mil deposit, April. Then we go dry for a month. Then we have a 17.6 deposit, good. Then we go dry again for almost, like, a month and a half. Then we deposit 9 mil, and then we deposit 26.7, then we deposit 16.8. And if we can deposit, like, 34, 35... that'd be pretty nuts. But yeah, so it took forever to get to the 100 mark. And like in a month, we're now up like 44 mil. But obviously, yeah, like I'm getting better at buying. It's becoming smoother, and I can buy more without too much pain. But yeah, anyway, so if I know I'm like basing myself off of the 4 mil thing. Right? And that's like 30 weeks. But if I spent 4.5 every week, which is kind of, I try to do more than 4. 4 is just the baseline. So if I could like do 4.5, then it's 26. If I do 6 mil, it's 20. You know, like, and 6 mil is like realistic. Like, if I can do 6 mil 20 times or 10 mil 12 times, I still feel like the 6 mil option's better. Because 10 mil is crazy. And like doing 8 mil, it only saves me like 5 weeks. And I know I'm saying only, but like when you're going from 2 mil being 60 to 4 mil being 30, it's like, I don't know, is this like a diminishing gains thing? Like clearly it's better, but like the amount of work you have to do and all the time and how it would have to like line up nicely, it's just like, I don't know if the big ones are worth it. Okay, one more bag. This is all we have left right now, so I guess we are getting close, and again, that should be the case. But yeah, I've lost count of this acre. If I did the math right, we should get 13 inventories here, which means we have 29, which is just shy of 5 mil. And again, 5 mil is like cool. If I change this number in my spreadsheet to 5 mil, that's 24 weeks. Like based off of what we have. Like if I do 4.5 mil, it's 26. If we do 5 mil, it's 24. So if we could do like, I know I'm saying aim for 4 mil, but that's kind of price dependent. But if we can do like 4.5 or close to 5, that cuts off another like 4 to 6 weeks. And then like, yeah, that's a lot nicer. It's just like if I can get those numbers down, where it's like, yeah, I only have like 15 weeks left if I do this right, and then I can like, you know, really push myself to like spend more and then then like drop that down to like 13 instead of just 14. Yeah, like I just need to like keep this momentum up, and then as I get closer, maybe I'll be able to do a bit more. And then maybe this won't take forever to do. That's where I'm at. Because yeah, you know, I started December 10th last year. The whole goal is to see how far I get a year into it, you know? Just like item-wise, and I think we're doing really well. I think I'm at 81% of all the stuff. I've caught basically every creature up until this point, except the giant beetle. And I'll have basically everything by the end of August. Because there's stuff that's only there until, I think the giant beetle is only July, August. And then there's like new stuff next month. 1 fish. I think it's 5 bugs next month, or it's 3, and then it's 5. I think it's 5 next month, and then 3 in September. And 1 fish in each. So like that'll all be done in September. And hopefully I'm closer on all the other stuff. Sahara is all done now. Maybe we'll be done Wendell. Maybe closer with Gracie. And then, like, you know, then we'll have Halloween, we'll have Turkey Day, Sale Day will happen. Hopefully that gets me all the pinwheels. Hopefully that gets me everything, or basically everything from Red. And there's all the holiday events, the small ones between then and now, which will give us a couple more. We'll do the island next month and get all the island exclusive stuff. Then, yeah, we just are waiting on, like, Toy Day, which will be after the 1 year mark. But we'll basically have most things. I have all the regular furniture from the store at this point, so that's cool. I still need shirts, but we're getting there. There's like 5 more for the summer shirts, which isn't too bad. We still have a month, I think, as of today exactly. So again, that's not too bad. There's still 1 just regular shirt that eventually I'll get. And there's all the fall ones. Which again, like if we get the summer ones and we start getting the fall ones, the shirt category is going to just drop in numbers. We're going to get so much closer. Okay, it's officially noon. Good, because Joan's here. Like, yeah, I still need 45 more shirts. I guess the only thing is gyroids. We still need 38 gyroids, which is like a little bit... a bit much. I feel like if that's under 30 by the year mark, that'd be cool, but I'd like it to be like under 20, but I don't know if that's realistic or not. It really depends on the rain, which is like more frequent in other months. But yeah, like we should, and then like I guess at the 1 year mark I might put all the Mario codes in just to like knock those numbers off, because that's like another 10 or so. There's also like DK Math Junior or DK3, those are like both code only, I think. So yeah, there's a handful of code only items, so that will just knock down the numbers. So I think we'll be in a pretty good spot at the 1 year mark. And I'm curious to see where we'll be, like, money-wise. Right? Like, if I can keep up this momentum, and I don't get destroyed by, like, 6 weeks of nothing, then maybe I can be, like, a third of the way there in money? I don't know. Is that, like, realistic? I mean, it'll be August 10th, and then we'll have 4 more months. If I can be at like 200 mil, If this hits, I'll be at 200 mil this week, basically. And if that's the case, then I would still need to get 130 mil in 4 months, which doesn't seem too bad. I mean, if I do 4 mil, if I do at least 4 mil every week, and I get at least 4 spikes where it's 4 mil, in theory, again, 4 mil times 8 is 32, minus that's 28. So if we do that, that's like 100 mil with like an extra. So if I got like 5 spikes at putting 4 mil in, I would be at about like a third of the way there total. And 5 spikes in 4 months seems likely. So I think it's possible I could be a third of the way there. I don't know if I would be like 40% of the way there money-wise by the 1 year mark. That might be a little But to be fair, it's not like I was doing turnips that whole time. So it's a little like, it's not like, yeah, I've been doing this for a year and this is where I'm at, which is a good thing, because then it'd be like, oh, I'm only that far after a year, yikes. But yeah, like I said, I just need to keep doing it, and the closer I get, I think the better I will do, because I'll be more inclined to go crazy. That is actually, I think that's just a rival. So I think we still have 2 more inventories to buy based on the amount of money we have on the ground, or it's only 1 more. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check the bags, which I can do after this inventory. But we're getting close. It's 12:03, so yeah, 2 more inventories probably. And then I just have to check the store, and then I'm good for today. And then I might stream later today, might not. I'm not 100% sure. I want to like shuffle the RNG, I think, to see what happens. But Katrina's also here, so if I could like get the fortune and maybe get like raffle furniture, that would be pretty cool. I haven't got much raffle furniture in a while. And we do have a raffle coming up this week, so I'd like to get some raffle stuff done. That's the only other thing. Gyroids, I think I can like do if I go to like the island. I can like maybe shuffle them around. But raffle items are a bit like But as long as I get most of the raffle items, then Wisp can help. But like I need to get most of everything for that. So again, Wisp doesn't come into the picture until it's played for a year. That's the way I'm doing it. So yeah, it's like when will I be done getting everything, and when will it just purely be turnips? I don't know. Well, we're gonna see. But like obviously after the year mark, things do get a lot easier for me. And like I don't have to worry about as much, you know? Like, I'm hoping we get every shirt from the store within the first year. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, we have a month, like, for 5 more summer things. I think the fall things we should be fine. And then we just need to get that 1 regular shirt from the store, the club shirt, and then there's 4 more winter ones. So I think, in theory, we should have basically every shirt by the year mark, which is good. And then if we have all the furniture, then the store is purely for raffle tickets and the raffle. And then if I have enough raffle tickets, I don't really have to worry about getting more throughout the month, and I barely have to check the store, and I'm just checking the prices. And that speeds things up and makes it real easy. So, yeah, things do get easier. And then when I don't have to worry about, like, days, and I can just keep playing, so like, yep, I just have to worry about turnips. I don't have to be like, oh, this random day in this week has this. So, yeah, I think we're good. And then I think like certain days I will show up. Like I'll do hometown day again. But I probably won't have all the stuff by the time that happens again, because that'll be a year from tomorrow. So I mean I might have all the stuff. I'll still be playing though. Like there's no way I'll have all the turnip stuff done by a year from now. I just think that's incredibly unlikely. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And then I'll do that. Groundhog Day, I'll show up again just to see like what items we get compared to like what we got this year. Let's drop all these. Okay, so how many do I have now? I need 7. Okay, so yeah, I can do 2 more now. And then we are all done. I guess I'll just drop these here. Okay, 2 more, and then store, and then done. Not bad, not bad. Honestly, what's this bag? Basically 5 mil. It's not the most I've ever purchased in a week, but we're doing this in basically sub 2 hours, so that's pretty cool. Because the last time I bought 5 was 5.6, and it was almost 3 hours. So all things considered, not too bad. Technically, if things played out the exact same way, and I started at 10 o'clock, we would be done before noon, and we'd have the same amount. But I was slow to start today, so whatever. I mean, yeah, I was like 15 minutes late. Maybe even 17 minutes late. But even then, to get this much, that's pretty good. Maybe I could have got a bit more. I don't know. It would have had to have played out differently, right? Because I bought 8, then I bought 5, then I bought 3, and now we're buying 13 here. And it is 12:07. And we got one more inventory after this. So say that's like 4 more minutes. 12:07, then it's like maybe 12:12, 12:11. And if we started at 10, instead of that, you take that. So basically, if things played out the exact same way, but I started at 10 o'clock, I would have had 4 minutes basically to get Joan in another acre. Possible. It's possible, but it's not even enough to necessarily find Joan, right? If I want to check every single acre in my town for Joan, let's say I need 7 minutes. If I want to be thorough and actually check each one, probably 7 minutes. So if I had like 7 minutes, I could at least find her. But depending on where she is, then that changes things, right? Like if I found her soon and it was an acre that had some money in it, good. Then I could just say whatever. Let's just buy a couple more, break our record. But even if like if it was, I don't know. I guess I could have hit 6 more if things worked out. But I'm happy with 5. In this case, 6 mil would have been like 6 more inventories, maybe 7. And like that wouldn't be too hard to set up in most acres. In a pinch, if you're rushing. But you know what? 5 mil's good. I know, like, I always think like, oh, I could do more. I don't think that's the right way to look at this. Like, as long as I'm doing above 4 mil, I'm happy. Right? Because again, my projections are based off 4 mil. But when I was reading out all the numbers, 30 weeks at 4 mil, but 26 at 4.5. And 4 weeks there, that's huge. Keep doing that and things add up. Anyway, so we got one more inventory after this. It's maybe a little awkward. Okay, so I have 25k, that's 5, so I need 6. Okay, so that's enough. I need to drop these. It's weird that I'm just dropping like a little group over here, but I guess it works. And then maybe there's enough room in the other acre to drop this. Not that it matters too much, because it's pretty close. I guess that's the thing. This week, selling them maybe shouldn't be as bad. Because, like, sure, there's still 7. There's 7 inventories at the museum, and there's 4 at the acre next to it, then there's 2 at that other one. But the bulk of them are all here. Which is better than last week, where they're all scattered, and the bulk is D5. Which is, like, you know, 2 acres away from here, so that's 4 acres of traveling in comparison to 1. Well, really, you're going 1, 2... here, or you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess, yeah, I said 4, and that's correct. So I don't know, I just corrected myself with the correct information, but in a more complicated way. Good stuff. But yeah, honestly, this hasn't been too painful. 2 hours and to get 5 mil, I can't really complain. So yeah, like, if I had 3 hours, I think I could hit 6 mil pretty easily. I don't think I got anything new yesterday, right? I'm trying to remember. No! No! I didn't mean to do that. That's annoying. Don't tell me that was the last one. Okay, it wasn't the last one, but probably mostly there. Yep, there it is. Okay, we still have the bag though. I mean, I could just eat the 50, but I don't know if I want to do that. So maybe I'll do this. Hopefully I have enough bread. Okay. So I'll have a full inventory, and then I'll just have an extra 50 that I'll drop and be like, whatever. If it's 10, I don't want to keep 10 because it's annoying. But if it's 50, it's like, it's like half of it. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're gonna drop like that. Drop like this. That's the weirdest way you could do that. That's not how I wanted to do that. Okay, drop that, and then you can drop this one group of 50 over there. I have 15k, that should be enough. Okay, store time, then we're done. I remember how much. Okay, that's way too much. Way too many zeros. Calm down. Okay, yeah, that's saying 27 inventories. 27? 16 plus... Can I do math? Snappy print? Do I have this? Supposedly I have that. That's the only one I think that didn't look... Yeah, I mean, okay. The Jade check print, we've seen this thing like so many times. And then the striped shirt, I don't remember what it's called, but we've seen that a bunch. And any of the number shirts, we have all the number shirts, so like that's not even... The blue striped knit. Which I think is a summer item maybe, but... Or it's close to the name of one that we got recently. Something like that. I'm not trying to talk to you, Tommy, I apologize. Not yet, at least. Okay, so it looks like nothing new today, but yeah. This doesn't seem right. Did I spend more than I thought I did? Like, I feel like I did the math wrong here. I'm claiming that I did 5, 8, 3. That is 16, and I did another 3, so that's 29. So if I do the number times 29, I messed that up, let me try it again, times... Okay, come on. I'm pressing the wrong keys, I thought. Okay, that says 5.3 mil. Are you telling me that, like, I just did that math entirely wrong? No, I based off of... I did 26. Which is based off of adding 10 to what I bought, but then I did 13. So I actually bought 5.35 mil? Apparently. Which I think, yeah, that makes more sense. So, like, just under 2 hours to do 5.3 mil. That's not bad. That means, in theory, if the price was really, really good, I could do 10 mil in 4 hours. Not that I'm going to, necessarily, but it's possible, maybe. Okay, so I guess let me update that to 5350500. That says 29. And we know it's a little bit over 29. I'm not going to bother picking this stuff up. Alrighty. So yeah, there you go. 2 hours on the dot. 2 hours on the dot. That is not all purchasing time. And that also includes the store. And I did 5.3 mil apparently. Okay, that's almost the most money I've spent. I couldn't really do much more. That acre was pretty full. I think maybe if I kept money in my my letter slots, it's possible I could have like got another inventory, a 14th inventory, sorry, which would have hit 5.5. But 5.3 huge, and that didn't feel that bad. So honestly, if we have good prices and like things work out decently, we're good. But yeah, there you go. So 2 hours, I'm done. I'll maybe be on later, or I'll just reload the game, or I'll just see if I can get one fortune from Katrina and whatever happens. But yeah, anyway, we've spent 5.3 mil. Nothing new today. Hometown day tomorrow for my first and fifth town, and that's that. All right, I'm out. Bye.